Ladies and gentlemen, we have a thought-provoking subject to discuss today. It is a topic that has been treading the thin line between societal norms and individual prejudices for centuries. A subject matter that, in its essence, is endowed with the power to stir feelings of passion and emotion in every human being, irrespective of their background or personal beliefs. We are delving into a conversation that has established its roots deep within the fabric of our diverse global society. We all are aware of the fact that this issue is not only culturally significant, but is also deeply rooted in the psychology of our society. It is important to keep in mind that our aim is not to criticize or pass judgment, but rather to shed light on these ingrained biases that have been of our society for far too long. The question we aim to answer is not merely who is superior, a black man or a white man. This question extends beyond these two extremes and encompasses all shades of human colors in between. It asks us why we maintain these preconceived notions and stereotypes based on skin color. It demands us to ponder, is it fair to differentiate people merely on the basis of their skin color? This brings us to another pivotal question. Is racism a manufactured issue rather than a real one? Is it possible that the prejudices we hold are the result of societal conditioning than innate human nature? To illustrate this point, I would like to compare two seemingly unrelated entities, the sun and a toilet seat. The sun, in its glory, does not discriminate. It shines on all, irrespective of their skin color, race, or ethnicity. A toilet seat, on the other hand, is a symbol of our societal conditioning. It is where we are most vulnerable, yet it is also where we are most honest with ourselves. Why do we mention these two disparate entities? What do they have to do with racism? It's simple. The sun represents our inherent nature, non-discriminatory and all-accepting, while the toilet seat represents the societal norms and prejudices we unknowingly adopt. Stick around, this is going to be mind-boggling. Let's start with the science behind skin color. It's a fascinating journey that begins at the very core of our biology. As we delve deeper, we might need to revisit some of our preconceived notions. The first and perhaps most profound realization is that the myriad shades of skin color, there is no actual biological basis for race. Isn't that intriguing? The fact is, all human beings, irrespective of their race, share approximately 99.9% of their genetic material. This amazing fact indicates that we are far more similar than we are different. It means that we have more in common with each other at a genetic level than we sometimes care to admit. So where does skin color come in? The diversity in skin color across different parts of the world is not a consequence of distinct races, but rather a simple adaptation to differing environments. It's a story of survival, evolution, and adaptation. Our ancestors, as they spread across the globe, faced different climates, varying levels of sunlight exposure, and distinct environmental challenges. Their bodies adapted to these specific conditions to ensure survival. One of these adaptations was the level of melanin, the pigment responsible for skin, hair, and eye color in their skin. The quantity of melanin in our skin is directly proportional to the intensity of the radiation in our environment. Thus, our ancestors who lived in areas with high-intensity sunlight had more melanin to protect their skin, resulting in darker skin. On the other hand, ancestors living in areas with less sunlight had less melanin, leading to lighter skin tones. So the spectrum of skin color we see today is a direct consequence of our ancestral geographical locations and exposure to sunlight. Our melanin levels are determined by our ancestors' geographic locations and exposure to sunlight. Now, let's explore the idea that racism might be more of a manufactured issue than a biological one. We delve deep into the annals of history and find that societies across the world have been constructing racial categories for centuries. This troubling trend is not a new phenomenon, but rather an old practice with roots deeply entrenched in our past. The motives such constructions are often linked to the intricate and complex dynamics of power and economy. These societal constructs usually serve a dual purpose. On one hand, they foster a sense of identity and belonging among certain groups, while on the other, they create barriers and distinctions that discriminate and segregate. This distinction has been twisted and warped over time, leading to categorization based on race, thus laying the foundation for many forms of discrimination. The concept of race, as we understand it today, has been manipulated, distorted, and used as a tool to justify discriminatory practices. The machinery of racism works relentlessly to perpetuate these divisions and maintain the status quo. It has been used to legitimize systemic prejudice and institutionalize inequality, reinforcing social hierarchies and creating power imbalances. One of the most pervasive effects of this manipulation is the justification of racial privilege and the normalization of racial discrimination. It encourages harmful stereotypes, further deepening societal divides and perpetuating a cycle of oppression and dominance. Despite these constructed differences, it's crucial to question these constructs and recognize the common humanity that unites us all. We must strive to dismantle these artificially constructed barriers, challenge these man-made divisions, and foster a society that celebrates diversity and promotes equality. While we discuss the manufactured nature of racism, it is pertinent that we delve deeper into its DNA, understanding its genesis, and the intricate complexities it weaves into the fabric of societies worldwide. Racism isn't a natural phenomenon. It is socially constructed, born out of ignorance, and perpetuated by fear. It seeps into every aspect of our lives, hiding in plain sight, and the effects are tragically palpable. The faces of racism are diverse, and the experiences of those affected are unique. It takes countless forms, from overt hate crimes to subtler microaggressions. It manifests in the exclusion of certain groups from opportunities, or the casual stereotype that perpetuates harmful biases. This beast of racism doesn't just harm individuals, it erodes the very foundations of societies. It fosters discrimination, a cancerous growth that gnaws at the heart of communities. It breeds inequality, a stark divide that pushes people apart rather than pulling them together. It drives systemic biases, insidious prejudices that color our perceptions and skew justice. It is a harsh truth we must confront. Addressing racism is not just about speaking out, it's about forcing change. It's about challenging the status quo, about pushing for a fairer, more just world. It is about ensuring every person, regardless of their race or ethnicity, is treated with dignity and respect. The fight against racism is steeped in struggle, but it is a struggle we must undertake. It is a battle that requires the conscious and collective effort of every individual, every community, every nation. It is a commitment to dismantling unjust structures, to building a world where no one is judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Addressing these issues requires collective effort and a commitment to dismantling unjust structures. Because, as I stated at the outset, it all revolves around the sun and a toilet seat. Now, you might ask, what is the connection? What does the grand celestial body have to do with a mundane household object? It may seem like an arbitrary association, but bear with me, for I am about to unravel a profound truth which will undoubtedly blow your mind. Let's take a moment to ponder the sun, a magnificent orb of burning hydrogen, the very heart of our solar system. It's a symbol of life, warmth, and energy. It's the reason why our planet Earth is a thriving ecosystem teeming with life, and not a barren, icy rock floating in the vast, dark expanse of space. It's the sun that gives us day and night, the changing seasons, the beautiful sunrises and sunsets that inspire poets and painters alike. But here's where it gets interesting. The sun shines indiscriminately on all of us, regardless of our race, ethnicity, or skin color. Whether you're black, white, brown, or any other skin color, the sun shines upon you just the same. Now, if you believe that you're superior to others, that the Creator has somehow favored you over others, wouldn't it make sense that the sun should shine a tad bit brighter on your skin color group? That the Creator would bestow upon you more sunlight, more warmth, more life-giving energy simply because you are special? However, the sun doesn't work that way. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't favor one skin color over the other. It simply shines, giving light and life to all. This, my dear listeners, is the first piece of the puzzle, the sun. Now let's move on to the second piece, the toilet seat. Yes, you heard it right, the humble, often overlooked toilet seat. It's a part of our daily lives, an essential fixture in our homes, offices, schools, and public places. It's something we all use regardless of our race, ethnicity, or social status. Just like the sun, the toilet seat doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care if you're a president, a celebrity, a billionaire, or a homeless person. We all sit on it. We all need it. We all have to relieve ourselves to expel the waste, the toxins from our bodies. It's a basic biological function that we share not just with other humans of different skin colors, but also with animals. So if you were that special, wouldn't the Creator provide you with a more distinguished way to relieve yourself? Shouldn't you, the chosen one, have a golden throne instead of a mundane toilet seat? But that's not the case, is it? No matter who you are, no matter where you're from, no matter what your skin color is, you sit on the toilet seat just like everyone else. And in this seemingly mundane act, we find our common humanity. Because this isn't just about skin color, it's about understanding that at the end of the day, we are all equals. We all bask under the same sun, we all sit on the same toilet seat, everyone goes to the bathroom. In conclusion, the idea that we can differentiate people based on skin color is indeed a myth, a deeply flawed and misleading belief. Over the centuries, this notion has been propagated by societies, leading to divisions and discrimination. It's essential to understand that this belief has no scientific basis. Dermatologists around the world have repeatedly confirmed that the color of our skin is determined by a substance called melanin. It's a natural pigment with unique variations giving us our distinct skin tones. In essence, the difference in our skin color is simply a difference in melanin concentration. In the grand tapestry of human genetics, the varying shades of our skin is but a single thread. It does not define our abilities, our intellect, our passions, or our potentials. We are more than the sum of our physical attributes, and our value as individuals extends far beyond the surface. We must remember that beneath the superficial layer of skin, we are all essentially the same. Our hearts beat with the same rhythm, our minds filled with dreams and aspirations. If we were to journey within, we would find that we are constructed of the same cosmic particles, bound together by the same universal forces. The color of our skin is a mere external manifestation, a result of our geographical origins and evolutionary adaptations. It is not a measure of our worth or a determinant of our character. The persistence of this myth is a form of collective ignorance, a blight on the consciousness of humanity. It's high time we dispelled this illusion and nurtured a deeper understanding of our shared human identity. May this serve as a wake-up call, urging us to question our assumptions and embrace our shared humanity. We encourage you to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share this message with others as we navigate these unusual times together and strive to strengthen our connections. Thank you for your attention.